Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is KCK and today I'm going to be talking about how to start an LLC and the fees that come with every state. Now I can tell you how to do it, I'm going to tell you how to do it, and you won't have to spend any extra money besides the fees that the state requires. A couple years ago I started my own mobile bar business, and I also have a media business, and I do life coaching. So I had a couple people at work ask me how that they could get started as well. So I decided to do this video. So with my first LLC, I didn't know what I was doing, obviously. And I had someone talk me into doing an S Corp, which passes the taxes onto the actual company. When you have an LLC, basically the taxes are paid out of your income. So it passes through the business and goes to your income. So I'm gonna go through the actual way to do it without having to spend a fortune using one of these companies. So what I did, well, first things first, what you want to do is decide what state you want to have your business established. And if you're doing an online business or something that can be a little bit more, fluid, you can pretty much use any state. It's not an issue. But if you're doing something that you would be doing business specifically in the state that you're in, or if you're selling physical things, or you're just, doing business in general in only that state, it's smarter to just do it in the state that you're in, because you will end up paying for two LLCs otherwise. You'll have the one that you establish in the state that you're not in, which a lot of people do because they want to find a cheaper state to get their business started. But then you also will have to pay for a foreign LLC, which means basically you're paying to have your business established in two states. I know some of us live in, not so ideal states for starting a business. Like myself, I live in California, which the fee for California is relatively cheap. I believe it's $70 now. I think 75. It's pretty low, which kind of attracts people on the front end. But what people don't take into consideration is that the yearly fee for having that is $800 a year.
Oh my God!
Which is a franchise tax, I believe. So you're paying $70 to get started, but then you have to pay $800 every year, regardless of if your business ever makes any money. So that's what got me on the first one. So on the second one, the one that I believe is more successful, I chose Texas. And I chose Texas because their yearly fee isn't there. Perfect, right? So unfortunately on the front end though, to file an LLC in Texas is about $300. But unless you make about, I think the number, don't quote me, is $1.1 million, until you get to that point, you don't have to pay any fees for Texas. You don't have to pay any yearly fees or anything like that. So that's why I chose to do my LLC in Texas. So that's the first thing you want to do, is decide what state you're going to do and what works for you. The next thing you're going to want to do is decide what type of business you want to start, because you will be asked when you're filing your LLC, because they're going to give you a business code. It's a NAICS code, which basically tells what does your business do? What are your business activities going to be? What you're going to want to do is get your registered agent together. Now, as I mentioned, with some other websites like LegalZoom, who I hope I'm allowed to say this and they don't try to sue me or something, but like with LegalZoom, they assign you a registered agent that is very expensive at the end of every year, or whenever that process is renewed, which is, I believe, annually. It's expensive. I did it. They tried to charge me $400 a year, even after I tried to cancel the service. So just be wary of that. You can go and find your own registered agent. I got mine through TexasRegisteredAgent.net. There's also a California RegisteredAgent.net. I believe most states have that. And I literally pay $35 a year. $35 per year for my registered agent. And it also comes with the ability to use that as my physical address as well, because you're going to need a physical address. So $35 a year, that's it. You don't have to pay $40 a year for a registered agent. You can also be your own registered agent. It's not recommended because you'll get, all of the spam to your personal mailbox. You'll also get all the legal forms and have to handle all of the legal and tax and all that stuff on your own. And if you don't know how to do it, it will get really tedious, and you don't want to mess up anything when it comes to the IRS. Now, the next thing, which is what people tend to get confused about how to do this themselves. This is the most important part of establishing your LLC, which is establishing your LLC. And what you can do there, what I recommend you do, rather than go pay InkFile or, LegalZoom or anything where you have to pay extra fees, if you're looking to save money, go directly to your state's Secretary of State website. Simple as that. When you hire those companies to do it, this is what they're going to do. So you might as well do it yourself. So you're going to go to your Secretary of State website, which every state has. It's usually SOS dot whatever the state is dot whatever dot .gov, I believe. You can look it up very, very easily. Just Google your state's Secretary of State website and you'll have the actual links. So you're going to go on there. You're going to find the tab that says, LLC or establish or form an LLC or whatever. It's going to be on everyone's Secretary of State page, and you can find it there. And what you're going to do is you're going to pretty much start an application, and it's going to take you through each step. It's going to ask you questions. Again, what do you classify your business as? What state do you plan to run your business? It's going to ask you, it's just going to be a questionnaire so that they know what's being done here. Okay? And you're going to go through all of those, and then you're going to pay your state fee. So the state fee, you can't really avoid that. You're going to have to pay that if you want to establish an LLC. So you're going to pay your state fee depending on what state you're in. Again, I'm in California, so our state fee off top is $70. The Texas one was $300. Each state is different. I do have an actual list of each state, what their filing fee is and their annual or biannual or whatever fees that you have to pay to maintain your LLC. So you can download that in the description box. There'll be a link, and like I said, it's free just for you to use. Anyway, yeah, so you're gonna pay your fee, and then what happens is it sends your application or your forms or whatever to your Secretary of State. And what they're going to do is they're going to review it. They're going to go over, your business classification code. They're going to go through all of the things that you have set, the state. It doesn't take very long to do it all. And it's going to get sent off to them. Depending on the state, it could take anywhere from 24 hours for them to process to 3 weeks, unfortunately. So what's going to happen is the Secretary of State is going to send you your articles of organization and your certificate of formation for that state. You want to hold on to those. Please don't lose them. You're also going to have to create your own operating agreement and some other forms to go along with your company and what the laws are governing your specific company. Okay. The next thing, well, not really the next thing, but what's incorporated with that. In the meantime, while you're on the Secretary of State website, you're going to want to do a business name search, okay? That's really important because you don't want to try to establish a business that is already taken. They won't allow you to do that in the state. You cannot have two businesses under the same name for obvious reasons. You can have Alvin's Cookies and someone else can have Alvin's Trucking, but they can't be two Alvin's Cookies or two Alvin's Trucking. It won't work. Your application will be kicked back. Or in some instances on the website, it'll tell you right away, this is not available. Once you Once you get all of your documents from the Secretary of State, the next most important thing to do is go and get your EIN number. Now again, going through some of these other sites that kind of put the stuff together for you, a lot of those sites will try to charge you for an EIN number or try to convince you that it costs money for an EIN. I've seen websites charge $100 just to do an EIN now. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't know this, but it's free to get an EIN. You literally go directly to the irs.gov website and click on the tab for business and you establish your EIN. You can literally apply for an EIN in 2 minutes. And at the end, you have an EIN number immediately. Now, this is something that I want to tell you about the EIN part of this. It will show you a screen that'll have your information, your EIN number, your name, everything on there. Save it, download it immediately. You will never get this page again. You will never be able to come back, sign in, and see this page. You get one. I made the mistake of not downloading it, and I decided to just print it out, and my printer ran out of ink. Of course that happened to me. Printer ran out of ink, and the page was not even legible. When that happens, that's it. You can't go back and reprint another one. So please download it and save it first, even if you plan on printing it. Now, what happens if you end up in a situation like me and you don't download it and your printer sucks? Unfortunately, you will have to call the IRS, and we know how long that could take. You'll have to call the IRS and request for them to fax you another copy of your EIN number. You will need that form for everything. Now, congratulations, you have established an LLC. So now you have all of your articles of organization. You should have your certificate of formation. You should have your LLC name. You should have your, oh my gosh, NAICS number, if necessary for you to note. You should have your EIN number, and you should have all of it put together, okay? Keep copies of those things. You will need it in the next steps. But I'll let you know when we get to those steps, okay? So the next thing you're gonna wanna do is really make your business official. And the way to do that, obviously, is to set up a website and a domain, which can be done through GoDaddy for as little as $1. So you get the domain, and then they have a website builder that you can use for free. You can set up your simple page with all the information you need. And there's a lot of little things that come with it that actually help with your business, not just a flat page. So I recommend starting with that. If you do have a little bit more money to spend, of course, you can upgrade to a more subscription-based format, or you could go to Wix or Squarespace or WordPress or however you want to do it and create your website. You're going to also want to get a business phone number, which you can do relatively cheap. I have one through Sideline, which I believe has changed to Index now. I could be wrong. It cost me $14.99 per month. There's also lots of other different websites where you can download apps for business phone numbers. I also have Burner, which I think you can get one number for free with Burner, and then after that you have to pay for each number after that. I could be wrong, but you can use any of those if you need to establish a second phone number. Number 3 on that list is going to be your physical address. You're going to need a physical address. If you're using a registered agent, you can use a physical address there if that's allowed through that specific company, or you can use another physical address, especially if you have something where you have a building or something. I don't recommend using your personal address. You don't want that kind of information out there for people to see publicly, where they can just show up to your house. I do not recommend that, and I don't know anyone who does recommend that. Do not do that. You will need a separate address. You're also going to want to have a professional email. So you could do that through, I believe, once you get your domain through GoDaddy, they offer you a professional email. Wix does the same. I believe Squarespace. You can also go through Gmail, Outlook, and establish a professional email. And a professional email is going to have your name or whatever you want to put, hello, info, email, whatever, at yourwebsitename.com. You're going to need all of that information: an email, a physical address. You're going to need a website, and you're going to need a phone number to make your business official, to have your business actually on the ground. You're also going to need that for the next step. The next step that is the most important if you want to start making money on a professional basis is go to the bank. You're going to want to start a business bank account, which is relatively easy if you have everything with you. So you're going to want to take all of your business paperwork that you got from the Secretary of State. You're going to want to have your EIN paperwork. You're going to also want to have your website, your phone number, your email, and your physical address ready for the bank to see, because they will ask all of that before they establish a business bank account for you. Okay, you're going to need to take all of that with you. You're also going to need a banking resolution, which you can find a template and kind of adjust it for your business, and your operating agreement, which would be under the same basis. You can find a template and alter it to match your business. I recommend getting a checking and a savings, as well as a money marketing account if you can. I personally have a business account with Navy Federal, which is very, very popular and common, but there's lots of other credit unions and banks. Chase is also a really good bank to start your business as well. Even your local credit unions. Sorry, you guys, my camera kept overheating, so I'm just gonna finish the rest of this video on my phone, just so I can finish it up and get it going. Okay, so with your new bank account, you will be able to collect payments through PayPal and Stripe and pretty much everything else, and it will be, in a professional basis, rather than trying to use, Cash App or Venmo or Zelle or something that may not be directly as professional. You want a business bank account separate from your personal, so that you can make sure that you're keeping your taxes and things accurate, and the money that you have in your business versus your personal. Also, you'll not be able to get funding or loans or lines of credit or anything like that for your business if you don't have a business bank account. You may be able to get business credit cards, but again, it won't be as specific as getting loans and funding and, people wanting to send money to you to invest in your company if you need that. You won't be able to do that without a business bank account. So I do recommend getting that set up as well. After that, you're all done. You're ready to start collecting money, putting your business out there, advertising, and going forward with becoming an entrepreneur and a business owner. Congratulations if you got to this step. So again, I want to mention that I have the form to download that has all of the states with their filing fees, as well as their annual fees, or like biannual, or whatever, all the fees that are associated with starting the LLC. You can download that below in the description box. It is a free download. I also have another download in the description box where you can get the list of the states, as well as all of the information I just gave you, with all of the links and everything provided. And it'll be like a written form. There, you can use that. You can click on the links. You can use the links. It'll take you to your Secretary of State websites and anything else that I've mentioned in the video. So that one you can download below as well. That one does have a little fee, because I'm not establishing your business for you. You're doing it for yourself. That is the point of this video. But, just to drop a couple gems and give you a more direct approach and point you in the right direction, I am going to charge for the little form. Now, let's not get all bent out of shape. I'm not going to charge you, $120 like some of the other businesses. Honestly, $4.99. $4.99. Download the form. You'll have all of the information. You can start your business today, and you can thank me tomorrow. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.